I'm going to be reacting to the season 1 finale of Buzzfeed Unsolved Supernatural. And it is a little late, and I'm a little under the weather right now. So if you see me not being as reactive as much as I not very reactive much in general in my videos. But I'm gonna try and be a little more expressive because I got a headache. And sometimes laughing gives me a headache that feels like a chicken trying to hatch out of my brain. And since this involves going into paranormal spooky places, I got my bunny, and I'm just gonna lower the volume a little bit. There we go. And they're explaining the haunted X to Queen Mary, which did you know was actually both a cruise ship and a warship. I bet you won't be seeing Carnival Cruise Lines doing any of that. Also, I'm gonna be drinking this water. And my aunt also got me a lot of the Monopoly tickets. You guys know I love those. 3, 2, 1, play. Wait. Dang it. 3, 2, 1, play.
This is a nightmare room. This is where we're sleeping tonight. This week on BuzzFeed Unsolved, we explore one of the most haunted places in the world as part of our ongoing investigation to answer the question, are ghosts real? Right now we are sitting in the Queen Salon of undoubtedly the creepiest boat in the world. Allow me to introduce you to the Queen Mary.
Bit rude to call it the creepiest boat in the world.
I mean, that's not an unfair statement, would you say, right?
It's a marvel. It's a marvel.
Yeah.
Apparently, this boat is 2 times the size of the Titanic.
2 times?
2 times.
Titanic's tiny. That's not true.
It's true. All you need to know is I was here about 10 years ago, and I said I'd never come back, and well, here I am.
You're not a man of your word.
You know, I will say this is a beautiful sunset, though. If there's one thing I could take solace in today.
It's that nice sunset. Enjoy it, Ryan. It's the last one you're ever going to see.
Well, I'm back. that is that.
Do you feel like it remembers you?
I certainly hope not after what I did last time I was here.
What did you do?
You'll find out.
Did he like pee himself or something? Who was this guy?
You mean that you think there's something
Commodore
about Mary?
Indeed, yeah, that's exactly.
She might be a little bit enchanted.
Yeah, I think so. You know, when things are so pristine and beautiful like this, but vacant, there is something very unsettling to it. I don't know what it is.
What do you find unsettling about this?
Echoes?
That being said, let's get into the history of this boat. Named after Britain's actual Queen Mary, the Queen Mary was completed in the 1930s and embarked on its inaugural voyage on May 27, 1936 from Southampton, England. The boat served as the new benchmark for luxury, containing 2 cocktail bars, 2 swimming pools, 5 dining areas and lounges, a grand ballroom, and much more. However, all that luxury would soon go to waste during World War II, when the ship was repurposed as a transportation vessel for troops and prisoners of war.
Told
and was
ya.
appropriately painted gray. In fact, the ship was so much faster than enemy U-boats that it earned the nickname the Gray Ghost.
Did they paint it gray specifically for the war?
You don't think the Gray Ghost is a pretty cool nickname?
It is a pretty badass name.
Captain the Gray Ghost. Tell that story in a bar.
Oh, my ship? Well, she's called the Gray Ghost.
The ship was estimated to have carried over 800,000 servicemen throughout the war.
That's a lot
In
of seamen.
1947, the ship returned to the Queen Mary status, and in 1965, it was sold to the city of Long Beach in California, where it is now docked permanently. Now that we've established the boat's history, let's take a second to revisit my own personal history with this ship.
Oh, God.
I've told Shane this story before, but about 10 years ago when I was it 10 years ago?
This is
Well,
riveting.
it's definitely
When I
10
was
years
17
ago
years
now.
old, I visited this ship with a couple friends. I was really interested in the paranormal, but
Steve,
didn't
you're
believe it
30
was a
now.
real thing. Never thought I'd be back in this room. This was my ghost father. After taunting the
what?
ghosts to show themselves and coming up empty again, I returned disappointed to my hotel room on the boat. Cabin B4, 8.
Wait, is that like an active hotel?
Oh boy.
That's a pretty hotel room, to be honest.
It hasn't changed one bit. It's exactly the same.
Which bed were you on?
I was sleeping right here.
On this one.
I was sleeping on the left side towards the wall.
You were hanging out. This looks like a Best Western.
That night when I slept, I was repeatedly poked in the face, but I was too scared to open my eyes. And when I finally did to confront the person I was sleeping next to, my friend Elvin, I discovered to my horror that he was actually fast asleep and snoring. I thought maybe,
Ain't that like Alvin?
yeah, maybe nothing, maybe it was nothing, so I tried to push through it. I eventually did fall asleep. The next morning I went into the bathroom. My friend Casey saw the sink turn on, so we set up a camera to try and catch that. So when we set up the camera, we actually caught, if you look in the footage at the left corner, there's a bag with toothpaste on top of it.
You'll never forget that plastic Ziploc bag.
Fuck you.
I'm getting chills seeing the actual toothbrush that has been so
Okay, see,
often
look it,
used.
you can see it.
It already happened?
Yeah, it already happened.
Not boding well, considering I didn't even catch
You were
it.
focusing on the wrong side of the screen.
Yeah,
There.
there's definitely a force at play there, though.
And what is that?
Gravity.
That's not how gravity works, you idiot. It goes like,
Okay, you gotta admit, that looks weird.
it practically bunny
No?
hops.
Alright, let's
It really doesn't.
rewind it again.
It happens at the exact same time that you throw your shit on the counter.
There's always something. Look
Yeah.
at the bag, how it moves. It's like,
Yeah, because there's
That's a lot of
toothpaste on it.
it's like a
toothpaste.
jitter. Watch.
Bags are stiff.
That's a pretty firm movement. It almost looks like
That
someone's
thing's pretty
puppeteering
level.
it.
It's not
It's a
gonna be
haunted
like a
You can't see
goddamn
that it
seesaw.
swung it a little bit.
This toothpaste falls straight down.
It was up and down.
Straight down.
Up and down.
Straight down.
No, up and down. Before that toothpaste hit the floor, I didn't believe in ghosts. I thought this was all BS. But what I saw in that bathroom changed me into the man that you see today. A firm believer in ghosts and the paranormal. I've never doubted it again, and I swore I would never return to this ship, and yet here I sit like a freaking idiot. So,
I've told you numerous times that I would love to see something like that. If I just get one experience like that with definitive proof, maybe tonight's the night, I'm feeling lucky.
that being said, let's explore some of the paranormally active areas of the ship in my return to
There's
the
like
Queen Mary. There are
that's
quite a
just
few
bugging
documented
me.
deaths that occurred on the Queen Mary, and numerous more reported ones, so let's revisit a couple. In 1936, Sir Edgar Britton, the first captain of the Queen Mary, died of a stroke in his cabin. In 1949, Senior Second Officer William Stark accidentally drank laundry detergent stored in a gin bottle, thereby poisoning himself to death.
Who's storing that in a gin bottle, though?
Apparently,
Exactly.
the captain at the time had a gin bottle in his room, and he said, you know, you've been doing a good job today. Go to my room, pour yourself a drink. He failed to mention there was acid, or I've also heard it was detergent.
This doesn't taste like, this burning my tongue. I better swallow it. You imagine him just a minute after the guy left the room being like,
Oh shit, I didn't drink the other bottle with the X's on it.
oh, darn it.
By the way, Shane, I have a bottle of whiskey in the room for you if you want to go take a
I'll
sip
go-
of it.
let me go get that.
go. However, the most unfortunate deaths all occurred at one time. As I had mentioned before, the Queen Mary served as a
Okay,
transportation
that's a
vessel
lot
during
of
World
that's a
War
lot
II.
of semen on
On
dick.
October 2nd, 1942, the Queen Mary was being
course it
escorted
happens
from
during
New York
Halloween.
to Glasgow by another much
Oh,
smaller
no.
vessel called the HMS Curacao.
Oh, look
The
how
Curacao
cute
was
the
zigzagging in front of the
Curacao.
Queen Mary to confuse potential U-boats and German bombers. However, the Queen Mary, traveling at 28.5 knots, unexpectedly caught up to the Curacao and consequently collided with the ship, splitting the HMS Curacao in half.
Boy, how much bigger was it? 20 times bigger?
20 times bigger.
That just fucking cut through that thing like a hot butter patty.
What?
Butter patty?
Yeah, like a hot butter patty.
That's not what it's called. Some members of the Curacao were killed instantly
butter
on impact,
biscuit.
while others were thrown into the freezing water, watching as the men who remained on board sank, trapped within the remains of the vessel. And for those left in the water that didn't die from hypothermia, it is said that the current of the Queen Mary carried them in, chopping them up in the propeller.
Ugh.
Well, jump time for the sharks.
Boats are tough, you know?
Boats are tough.
It's not an easy life. Boat life.
Size
Due
matters
to
when
war
it comes to
protocol, the captain of
boats.
the Queen Mary, Cyril Illingworth, was not able to stop to rescue the passengers, and they pushed forward, reporting the incident to nearby British destroyers. But by the time the British arrived, about 2 hours later, it was too late. Many had already died from hypothermia, and of the 430 crew members on board the HMS Curacao, only 99 survived. It is said that you can hear the screams of the Curacao passengers in
That's
the
a
boiler room
surefire
of the
way to
Queen
get
Mary.
haunted.
And some claim that the bow of the ship is a hotspot due to the fact that it's where the Queen Mary made contact with the Curacao.
Are you scared right now?
Yeah, you're not fucking scared right now?
Are you just afraid of anything that's old?
Dude, do you have
I
any
heard
idea
there's
where
like
we are right
another
It's a
on
boat.
this boat
Right now we're in the
by
back of the
this
ship.
chef.
This
It was
is
like
where the ship
tossed
struck
into
the
and shoved
carousel.
into like
We're in her belly.
an oven or
That's
whatever
the cargo hold.
because
They used to
a
keep
bunch of
fuel
Australian
in
troops
there.
didn't like
I got a
the
new
meal.
toy. This is a FLIR thermal camera. So if there's any ghosts here, we may be able to pick up their heat signature. Look at you. Look at your little stupid face. Normally I'm against asking or communicating with ghosts, but if I'm truly going to be actually an investigator in this, I have to, right?
Yeah, do it. Go on, Ryan.
You
Go on, talk
you know
to
my
me.
history with this boat.
Be direct.
Shut up. First off, sorry for what I said last time.
What did you call it?
I called it a motherfucker, I called it a coward,
Ryan.
and I said, this whole ship is bullshit.
A
Not here to hurt you.
bullship.
Oh god. I think you're not here to hurt me.
Though Ryan is very angry about that toothpaste incident.
Shut up, Shane.
He told me before we
Your
got here.
mouth. Shut your stupid mouth.
Spirits? Spirit, show yourself.
No, don't. What are you doing?
You
don't-
said to be direct.
Yeah, but don't be Bruce Willis from Die Hard.
Spirit.
We had a scavenger hunt one day for some youngsters. Well, no one ever found their way down there that day, so I was there by myself. And I'm sitting there tapping on the woodwork next to the porthole, and I thought, well, wouldn't it be weird if somebody responded? And lo and behold, just on the other side of the wall, I heard somebody go tap, tap. I mean, could it have been my imagination? Of course. Could it have been a spirit? Well, maybe.
No, no, no.
Bum, bum, ba, bum, bum.
No. I mean, you could try that. Oh man, this.
His face.
It's just creaking, it's fine.
Why did it do it right then? Do it again. Okay, we're good. Nothing happened. No, we're good. We're good again. Yeah, we're good. It's all good.
It's all good.
It's all good. It's all good. Other alleged deaths include 2 women who drowned in the first-class swimming pool. One apparition appears in 1930s
That's
clothing
a little
and the
bit
other in
ironic,
1960s.
if you ask
There's
me.
also reports of a little boy who fell overboard near the pool who now haunts the passageway. A little girl named Jackie also is reported to haunt the swimming pool areas.
I just think it's embarrassing for them to drown in a pool on a boat.
Also, was there no lifeguard on duty?
You're on
Yeah,
a thing
guys.
that has conquered buoyancy.
They drowned on top of the ocean.
Yeah.
In the ocean.
Yeah.
According to the ship's current captain, during World War II, a cook died in horrific fashion. Apparently,
This
he
is
was shoved
actually
into an
about-
oven by Australian soldiers and consequently burned to death.
Wait, what happened?
Australian soldiers
Told
they
ya.
picked up, who did not like the food, took this chef and instead of giving him 1 star on Yelp, shoved him into an oven. Maybe
Cooks
that's why they
actually-
created Yelp.
Yeah, cooks
Maybe.
were tired of being murdered.
Many say his screams
I know a
can
lot
still
of
be
random
heard.
info like that.
Yeah, we heard a glass break a couple seconds ago too.
Yeah, did you hear that?
Yeah, we are right next to, down the hall is the galley where the kitchen was.
Well, they are.
I'm a little
both.
unnerved that
Maybe a
the
glass
planking did
fell
come from the
over.
kitchen.
That doesn't sit super well.
Oh wow, you're actually admitting to something for once. In 1966, an 18-year-old crewman was crushed by door number 13, an automatically closing door during a watertight drill. His ghost is sometimes seen wearing
I have
white
no
coveralls.
idea what a
It's very
watertight drill
confusing.
is.
Looks like it'd be pretty easy to get crushed to death here.
This is just in itself, even if this is not spiritually active. Look at this place.
It's a marvel.
It's just massive.
There's just numbers. How could anyone possibly know what the hell's going on down
Is
here?
number 13, is this where it happened?
No, this is not.
Oh,
This is where lubrication happened. Lubrication oil pump controllers, to be exact.
A little semen lubrication. Huh?
No.
That's
God damn
I think
it!
this is it right here. This is door
My
number 13.
head!
Do I feel strange right here? Yep, I don't like it. I'm gonna get out of that. It is crazy that of all the numbers, he could have gotten stuck in 13. Oh, man. Okay, now I'm starting to get scared again. Hello there, if there's anybody
Yeah,
here,
and that
please
rust
show
splotch
us a
near
sign.
at his
It's
head
okay.
height is not very helpful.
Be nice.
See?
No. No fucking way, no.
It's clearly just some machine turning on.
No, that's gotta be, that's an engine, right?
Yeah, probably. Or a ghost.
Right now I'm talking to the gentleman who got crushed in this door. If you're here still, please show yourself. I'm not seeing it, just light bulbs and shit. Not seeing anything, not seeing anything. Scanning.
Did you see something?
Look at this, it's just a light, but it looks like someone looking out. Does that not?
It does.
Holy shit, dude, that scared
Human beings
scared
staring at
the
you.
holy shit out of me. Other hotspots on the ship include the engine room, the safe room, the R-deck forward bow storage, the wheelhouse, the propeller box, and finally, the isolation ward, where the sick and those diagnosed with a contagious disease were kept away from the other passengers. And in some cases, the isolation ward served as a makeshift prison. Let's do this.
I wonder if the Queen Mary still see where the. It's a fucking weird ass.
Pigeon looks scared too.
Oh my god, I almost... My fucking heart almost exploded, dude.
Your heart on exploded?
What?
Where does the pigeon come from?
What the fuck, dude? Check that out.
Yep, that's not
Let's
very
move on to the final
comforting.
stage of the investigation, spending the night on the ship. We've been given access to the most haunted cabin on the Queen Mary, cabin B340.
You're in for a real experience tonight in there.
You're really gonna hate this.
I imagine I'm gonna hate this. Okay, about to look at this for the first. You've got to be fucking shitting me, dude. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh no.
They don't even have freaking beds.
No,
You gotta sleep in here.
No. This is where we're sleeping tonight.
Yeah. You're gonna lose your mind.
Yeah,
Why
I'm gonna
not
lose my
give
mind,
them
of course.
beds?
Workers that have worked on the ship for decades, some
If
in
it's
some
gonna
cases,
be hot,
they
at
never
least
go in
make
there by
it
themselves.
comfy.
And when I told them that we're sleeping in there, they laughed and told me I was an idiot to my face.
Well,
So, that's fun. The cabin has reports of voices, beds shaking, water running, and lights being turned on by itself.
Well, I also
In
gotta
fact,
be it.
cabin
Shake it better, there's no
B340
bed.
has garnered so many reports and complaints of activity that it was actually
Yeah,
shut
what?
down and ripped apart about 25 years ago.
Oh,
Since then,
Well-
nobody's been allowed to sleep inside.
damn it,
Until
clean the
tonight,
bathroom at
where we will
least.
attempt to sleep inside cabin B340 for the first time in nearly 25 years. I don't think we've ever attempted something more idiotic than this. Holy
I don't know, I mean, Shane
shit.
keeps
Are
taunting
you kidding
things.
me? This is a nightmare room. If there's anybody in here that wants to talk to us, say something. If there's, please God no. If there, oops. Was that, did you just fart? I did. You piece of shit, Shane.
did my fart scare you?
Are you fucking kidding me,
It was
dude?
an accident. I didn't do that on purpose. I genuinely did
It
not.
just
do
slipped.
that.
It just slipped right out of your butt cheeks.
That's generally how farts
If I see
work.
anything at all tonight that awakes something in me, then I'll join you in
And
this
you'll be-
weird little camp.
And you'll be me.
I'll be you.
Man, bed shaking in here. That's gnarly. Joke's on them. No bed to shake.
Gotcha, ghost. It's an empty room.
Well, now they got people to throttle.
What is the ghost even gonna do in there?
I don't know. Poke me in the face like it did when I was 17.
Or stomp on your balls?
Crap, I'm already doing it. I'm starting to psych myself out again.
Just focus on how tired you are. Oh, what the fuck is that? Is cats fighting?
Dude, what the fuck is going on?
Is there animals fighting outside?
No, that doesn't sound like animals. It sounds like static.
No.
Sounds like a squirrel fucking a
Oh,
crow.
it was?
Yeah. I mean, we tried to sleep at the Sally house, and every time I fell asleep, you woke me up.
Yeah,
because
well, I can't make any promises that you're going to stay awake
I
tonight.
am going to go to sleep.
No,
and
you're not.
If you try to wake me up, I'm just going to ignore you.
I'm going to pour water in your face.
You do whatever the hell you want. I'm not going to acknowledge you.
You know
What was that?
Yeah, no, some bullshit.
You didn't hear it?
No.
It sounded like a voice.
A voice?
Yeah.
You've somehow tricked me into not being upset that you're still talking, but I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna try again. I don't know what you did. I'm angry again.
You just kicked me?
Yeah, I did, sorry.
Oh. What the fuck? It's morning. We're still here.
Yeah.
I wasn't stabbed to death with a butter knife.
The room is clear.
The room is clear. And now it's just an empty, bare room appropriate for a sitcom exit.
Oh, we've had some fun times in here.
Farewell to the Queen Mary.
She's a beaut. You're a beaut. You're a beautiful lady. I love your bones.
The prodigal son returned today and didn't come back with as much evidence as last time, but what a ship still.
Oh, what a ship.
And I'm still not prepared to say this place is not haunted because I very much believe it is.
So it remains.
The Queen Mary is an 80-year-old ship with plenty of rich yet tragic history. Are there actually ghosts that inhabit the halls and decks of this former warship? Or is that merely part of the narrative? After spending one nearly sleepless night in the ship, I can certainly attest to the fact that the Queen Mary may be haunted. But as always, the answer will remain unsolved.
See you later, kitchen ghost. Follow us. There's gonna be a party in our room later if you want to.
Nope, no, stop it. This is fucked up. Meanwhile, Shane's over there taking a squat.
That was random. See you guys in my next video.